Hello and welcome to my channel, Studio ABC. Note that the C is not the letter C, but the word S-E-E, like we see art. I'm a visual art teacher. My name is Linda McIntosh, but most of my young students call me Miss Mac. My passion is teaching middle school. Although I retired many years ago, I came back to teach middle school students because I love that age. If you're an adult viewing this video, I'd like for you to know that I have a Facebook group for adults age 18 and over. It is also called Studio ABC. One of the neat things about teaching middle school is that many of the videos and lessons that I make for my middle school students work very well with beginning students of art who are adults or someone who's already established as an artist and just wants to play in our Studio ABC group. Today is part 6 of a series on elements of art, and the specific area today is texture. So what is texture? Texture, we can't escape it. It's all around us in nature, from flowers to peeling paint to the stones. No matter how hard you try, you can't escape texture because it's everywhere. Even your own skin has a texture, and that texture can change as you age. As you leave your footprints on your art journey, you need to learn to make textures of different kinds. But what is texture? Well, texture's the way something looks like it feels, or the way it actually feels. The way something feels when you touch it, or the way it feels when you look at it. The way your eyes feel it. You can't actually feel the textures here in this video, but you can imagine what they would look like if you could touch them. Texture is an element of art that's found in both two-dimensional works and three-dimensional works. Texture is on everything around you, whether it's a glossy texture or a dull texture or a brick texture or some metallic type texture. Even the texture of your clothing has different kinds of textures, from coarse weavings to tighter weavings. Even ropes have different textures. Look at the comparison of these two. And it might be on walls, it might be in nature such as sand dunes, it might be on that fluffy rug that you step out of your bathtub onto, or in your art. From today forward, I would like for you to think about different textures and how you can achieve that in your final art. Whether you're working in textiles or something harder like clay that will finally become a very hard surface, you need to consider how the texture will look in your art and start finding ways to achieve those textures. Now, you probably couldn't achieve a wet texture on a piece of sculpture, but you could certainly make it look like raindrops if you wanted to. There are many mediums in art out there in the art stores available to help you make a flat canvas have a lot of texture, but I'm going to tell you my secret. I use a lot of joint compound and a lot of caulking, bought at the hardware store. It's much less expensive. I mix it with other things sometimes, and after I paint it and seal it, I've never had a problem with it flaking off. Again, let's think about the fact that you can actually touch or feel some textures, and other textures you have to be the visual viewer. Artists create visual texture to allow the viewer to imagine how it would feel if you could actually touch it. You may have heard that magicians are masters of illusion. Well, so are artists. I'm going to show you several different textures. Pay attention to the words and think about how you might be able to create some of these textures in your own art. Here are abrasive textures, coarse, dry, flaky, gelatinous, hatched, metallic, patterned, shiny, wooden, and soft texture. Texture can make all the difference in the world in your art. Take this apple, pretty plain. The artist has drawn a circle for the area of the highlight, a curve under that circle to show where the midtones are, and then around the edges some little shadow lines to show where she's going to place the shadows of the apple to give it form. Now, want to give it a surprise? Want to make it special? Try something different on the texture. If I told you to shade the apple, would it look like this? I'm pretty sure this is a surprise to you, but it gives a different idea, an artistic idea, something we didn't think of, something we help the world to see other ideas as artists. If you want to make some bizarre, surprising art, here's your chance. Put a texture that no one would expect to see on a common object. When you start making your own art, you'll realize that texture-related words are abundant. There are many ways to describe texture and many ways to render texture in your art. If you have trouble coming up with your own ideas for texture, you might come back to this part of the video and pause. Perhaps these words will trigger a visual image for you. You might be able to pick up on some different ideas just by seeing the words. It could remind you of something visually that you want to try. How do artists create texture? Well, there are many ways to create texture, but I want you to do some experimentation on your own. However, in the next few frames, I'm going to show you how two artists created texture and still retained the structure of what they were drawing. Remember the hairy apple? Well, here's the progression of how the artist rendered his drawing. First, he did a simple drawing, including the highlighted areas. Then he adjusted the shapes and erased the line. He made hairy textures close together all the way around the outside edge of the apple, and then he drew in the mid-tone. On the highlight, the lines became very sparse so that it would be a lighter color. Now take a look at this hummingbird. Can you follow the progression of how this artist developed her drawing to give it more interest with texture? Here's a fun way to make texture. Just place paper over something that has texture and make a rubbing of it with crayon on its side. But you can't always find the texture that you want is the problem with that. And this is a perfectly fine technique, but let's learn some other ways. Can you draw or paint textures? Can you shade areas? What about erasing shading in some areas? Can you add found objects? Have you tried adding a textural medium? Can you cut, fray, tear? For your next project in art, explore some of these ideas and then try to find your own unique ways to create texture. You might be surprised. Students in my classes will be given an assignment that will use the information in this video, so feel free to come back and look at it again or pause if you need to. In the meantime, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up on this video, share it, and come and join us on Facebook if you're an adult. Studio ABC. Thank you for watching.